Season 6, The Understanding, Episode 6. First, I'm actually going to introduce myself. The freaking Puerto Rican, Diego, Mr. Allen, Currency Carruthers.
Yo, what's going on?
And my other new lovely co-host, Miss Shirley Casanova.
Hello, hello.
And we're actually joined here with a special guest, Texas Tank. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Coming from Korea, honey. How say yo?
Again, so today we're actually in a interesting time where we're talking about, we're seeing all these stars and all that in the NBA. Obviously, if you guys kept up with the NBA, right now the Lakers lost. I know somebody's not too happy about that, but we're not going to get too much into the Lakers getting their asses beat. We all know who I said that for. And topics I kind of seen lately that's popped off is obviously the Ja Morant issue. If you guys aren't privy to it right now, what's happening with Ja Morant is he's had 2 Instagram videos where he's pulled out a gun and waved it around on Instagram Live. Unfortunate, that's part of that case. And then he's actually been served with 2 suspensions from the NBA. And recently he had just posted a video, I think last week, and saying that he having a cryptic message and saying goodbye or bye. And it was a bunch of pictures and videos of family, and then says bye at the end. Apparently somebody caught wind of it, sent it to the PD where he lives at, and they went to do a welfare check from him on there. I feel like this has been a big thing going on, not job, because obviously right now he's one of the newer faces of the NBA. He's one of the future stars. I honestly like him as a player, and in my opinion, it's like it sucks what's going on, but I feel like we can't really say that it's mental health, or we can't say it's we can say it's lack of guidance. I don't know.
There's so many things that could attribute it to that situation. We don't know the man. We don't know the schematics of his health condition, if there is one.
Yep. So, and how do you feel about that? I'm gonna go with Alan. How you feeling about that?
His whole situation in general?
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've seen, it's mainly just been, he was out wilding. He was having a good time, and I don't know, just the things that he was doing, people weren't taking too kindly to it, especially with him being an NBA player. Society has a certain expectation of you from a sports player because, you're supposed to be a role model, or their kids look up to you and stuff like that. So I've only seen just the stuff that he was wilding for, the strip club videos, the Instagram live video with the gun and stuff like that. Honestly, I think it's been due to just poor decision making, poor choices. It's kind of hard to gauge because I don't really watch NBA like that, or I'm not really involved in NBA player lives as I am, when it comes to UFC or UFC fighters. I just think it was a lot. It was due to I think this is due to a lot of poor decision making.
I mean, we can relay it back to. I'll get to you, Tank, in a second. We can relay it back to kind of like what we used to do in the military, where we had the poor decision making. We're like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then we do something stupid as shit, and all of a sudden we end up at fucking, in front of the first sergeant,
Yeah, I think the thing that stuck out to me most, and I think there's one video I saw, was Shannon Sharp was talking about it on their show, and he was saying why are you trying to be a gangster when you're not that? You're making a certain amount of money a year that pits you very far away from that type of lifestyle. So why make decisions that gears towards that lifestyle when that's not necessarily your lifestyle? And that's just the stuff that I've seen, on my end. So it's to me, I'm yeah, that don't really make sense. That just seems like a poor decision. You're trying to just be something that you're not, or you're around people that are that, and because you're not that, you want to be able to relate to them somehow, but you'll never be able to relate to them because you're making, millions of dollars. You're a millionaire. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do that type of stuff. So that's just where my stance comes from. It just seems to me like a lot of poor decision making.
Yeah. Tank, what do you think about it?
Like Corella said, I guess I can best compare it to like John Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not a big basketball person, but I'm definitely a big UFC person. I kind of attested to like the money. You know what I'm saying? Like the money and the people you surround yourself around. And I feel like he's, like you said, he's trying to put off that image of like, oh, I'm a gangster and stuff. But we seen the pictures before and all the memes and stuff. He didn't come from that lifestyle, but it's the image in today's society that thinks he'll be cool. But honestly, I don't know if this is gonna sound fucked up on me or not, or if I'm in the wrong. And let me know if I am. But I the issue with him waving a gun around at the club and stuff, like I'm looking at it as like, did someone get killed? Has he killed anybody? Has he shot at anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference between anybody else getting on live and waving a gun around? You know what I'm saying? And like, I understand he's in the NBA, he has to maintain that figure, but we have rap videos where they're toting guns around and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? They're not banning. Have you ever seen 21 Savage banned from a basketball game? You know what I'm saying? They're still letting him go in there, and you know what I'm saying? Like, who? I guess it boils down to who really gives a fuck. You know, like the man's balling. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't killed anybody. Yeah, he might have fought a 16-year-old. What was it, like a 17, 16-year-old kid at a basketball game or something?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. He did a pickup game, and I think they like jumped a 17-year-old boy or some shit because he was talking shit. But
oh boy, like it's cool. But come on, man.
He's probably big as fuck.
Oh, he probably was. He probably like Lawrence.
Yeah, he was probably big. Yeah, he was probably like a little Lawrence. But yeah, look it up. It's out there. But it's just like, man, like, who cares? You know, like, he pulled out a gun, he towed it around. And I just don't. I see where the issue is, but I don't like that. Nobody got killed, nobody got hurt. It's just the image he's trying to put off, and the image we keep calling him out on. You're not about that life, man. Like, you know, like, we know it. So what's the issue? Like, let him do what he does.
Kind of like, does he really have this pressure to where he has to act a certain way and be all big and bad and boss because he's to uphold? Forget that while he has this image, he also has all these followers and all these people that are looking at him in a certain light, and that's really. And who knows what he's going through, and I mean, maybe it's just a identity crisis or whatever. I mean, I don't know the guy. I can't say for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but I could say, like, you guys were kind of putting on, and I feel the same way. Like, even when we say, like, it seems that obviously I've seen some of the videos about him before. He wasn't really looked at anything until like probably college level. Like, everybody looked at him, he's all right. And then obviously he blew up, and it's just, I feel that it's peer pressure, and that eventually gets to the point where you're running around with people that are literally that. I don't know any of his people, but I'm taking a guess. If they're letting this shit happen, they're recording this shit. They
might be egging him on.
Yeah, they might be egging him on. So it's like basically a peer pressure kind of issue, and it's at the point where you're acting up, so you can feel like you're accepted into the group. And I mean,
see, that's what I feel. That's what I feel like it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you see it all the time. Like, you've been in the military before, and you got some dude who comes in. He might be like, he didn't come from that lifestyle, and then he starts getting money. He starts being able to purchase better clothes, and there's a lot, like, the military is a big melting pot. So there's people who did come from that lifestyle. Like, there's people who still try to rep that lifestyle, and they see that as cool because they see it in rap videos or whatever the media is putting out, and they're like, I want to be that, you know? Like, I feel like it's one of those things. Like, all right, he ain't about that life, but a grown man, you know, thinking like, hey, this is what's cool, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is, and he's getting peer pressured by peers, you know, and that's causing him to act like this. But I think it's just to act. Like, I don't think he's gonna go and shoot somebody up, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna do no shit like that, but I feel like it's just an act.
That's what's popping. That's what's hot.
Yeah, I mean,
you get a little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get a
that's
little
what everyone's
liquor in the
talking
system,
about
and
you know, he's made national headlines, so like he's found a way for people to talk about him, but unfortunately, it's just not in the way that it probably should be.
See, I don't even think he's doing it to have people talk about him out there. I don't think he's doing it for the attention, because whether it's positive attention or negative attention, attention is attention. I don't think he's
Correct.
looking at it like that. I honestly think he's looking at it as like, these are the people I'm chilling with. This was cool when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hood act was cool when I was growing up. Now I got the money to actually like put off that persona. So that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I completely agree with everything that you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look at it, there's a lot of signs. You see a lot of these guys. Some of these guys will do that kind of thing, and it's just like, now that you have the money, and you, like you said, in the military, I can, my head just started popping up thinking about different people that I've been in the service with, and like even when we were in Fort Drum, there was people you could sit there and be like, all right, well, this guy's saying, you know, he's acting like this, that, whatever. He swears he's done all these thousands of different things, or this guy swears he's this kind of thing, and you're just like, dude, you're not from it, because you don't understand this, that, what, you know, you don't understand where other people came from, and you're acting like you came from the same place they did. You came from the same hood, or you came from the same town, and you know exactly everything about that town. And it's like, dog, sometimes it's one of those things where people will try and mold feel accepted. So I'm not saying, like I said, this is my opinion. And like, some people just want to feel accepted, because there was probably a time where he didn't feel accepted. I mean, we could talk about, like I said, John Jones. Dude has been doing, I remember his fights in, like, when I was stationed in Colorado. I remember the fight where he broke, what was it? He broke one of his, I think it was broke his toe in a certain way, or his foot was broken or something. If I can remember right. That was one of the fights. It was Chanel Sonnen, right?
Chael Sonnen. He fought Chael
Sonnen.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen. And like, his foot was in a different way, and they're like, hey, do you notice your foot's a different way? And everybody looked down, we're like, oh shit. But, and then after that, it's kind of been a ride for him. And it's like, I can name another star the same thing that unfortunately is in the bad side of the end. Delonte West, if you guys remember him, he was he used to play, he was in the NBA. He was for the Cavaliers. He was with what's his face? LeBron James. And now this dude is literally, you know, peer pressure and all these kind of things, and like all the shit that's gone on. He's literally on the streets right now. And I believe last time I remember about this, it was Mark Cuban tried to help him out, but sometimes certain things happen. They end up reverting. It's like, to me, I hope that doesn't happen, but we've seen, I know, like we just talked about, everyone here, it feels like sometimes you got to, hopefully he's going to take a step back and look at it from a different aspect, because you never know, shit can get too much for certain people. And that's how I feel like. I feel like it's one of those things that we were just talking about, peer pressure. It drives everybody insane. Like, you want to be accepted. You want to feel that way. You know, you want everybody to accept you no matter what. And all of us, I mean, I like to say we're a band of misfits, because we don't care. I mean, we have a different view on things. Obviously, you know, me and you, Alex, we hung out on, what was it, your 21st birthday? We went out, like, we just formed pretty much a group after that. You know, it wasn't one of those things where we would say that, you know, there's certain people invited, but we ended up, there was times where it was a whole group of guys down in fucking Syracuse. And I mean, the same thing with you. Like, I sat there, I was like, you wanted to, you know, start learning how to do jiu-jitsu and all that. And I was like, bro, I'm not going to sit there and like judge you or anything like that. And we go to, I guess it's who you see as somebody that can influence you. And maybe some of those guys influence him in a certain way. I'm going back to John Morant. That you got people that influence, like, people will look at your strengths or your weaknesses, and, you know, they may judge you, or they may work well with you, or they may want to use you. And then they'll work off of that. I mean, I look at it as like this. I like the strength. Everybody's unique no matter what. And I feel that not many of us can see that. And it's interesting when you see how it is in that kind of group, where I say this? It's like it takes people, like it takes a certain person to kind of say, okay, well, I think this, you got your great, yeah, you got weaknesses, bro. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit there and egg you on and doing stupid shit. I'm not gonna go to this fucking club, bro. This guy's talking shit or this, that, whatever. No,
I mean, those are people that play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
They want to go ahead and sit there and say that, we're good friends and I have your best interest at heart, but they're the ones that are egging you on to do all the stupid shit that's going to get you in trouble.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel that's kind of the reason. I mean, there's rumors about different things on what's going on with him. I guess it's also like you can see that in almost every sport. You've got troublemakers and how they've done with shit. I mean, I can go to say baseball. I mean, there's not much in baseball there, but you've got like DJ Strawberry back in the day, or Darryl Strawberry, who was actually pretty good at his time, and he started fucking up. He started kind of getting into the wrong crowds, letting people get into his ear, got into drugs, got into legal trouble and all that, and that happened to him. We were talking about John Jones, same shit. Like this guy was literally the heavyweight champ. What was it, light or heavy?
He was light heavyweight, but now he's heavyweight champion.
Now he's heavyweight champion, and I mean, he retained the belt this time, right? Because I don't think.
He won the belt.
Yeah, he won the belt. He came back after a couple of years layoff.
Yeah, because
moved up to heavyweight and then fought for the heavyweight title and won it. So right now he's currently retaining. They're still trying to figure out who's going to be his title defense right now, because I think it originally was supposed to be Stipe Miocic, but now I think
might be Sergio.
Out. Yeah, Sergio Pavlovich. So I think that's going to be his first title defense as heavyweight champion.
Yeah, and I mean,
but I think the John, and I hate that I brought up the John Jones situation, because like there's a difference between
John Jones
and John Morant's case, where like I feel like he didn't live this. Like I feel like John Jones been living like this, and he just started getting caught up because he got into like. I feel like John Morant in his case is more so. All right, this is what was cool. I wasn't accepted. Now I'm getting accepted because I got money. Now I can put off this persona.
Yeah. Well, you could also kind of relate it to, instead of using John Jones, you could kind of relate it to Colby Covington. I mean, he embodied a persona that probably wasn't him, and he's kind of like people fucking hate him, but he fulfilled what he was wanting to do, or he fulfilled what the UFC, I guess, required him to do. He wasn't someone that was drawing in pay-per-views, or he wasn't someone that was getting talked about a lot. So he switched his whole thing around, embodied a character that not a lot of people like, and got everyone to talk about him, to hate him. And in doing so, people started buying pay-per-views or going to pay-per-view events just to see him lose.
Yeah, I mean,
but even if you look at it like that, though, I don't feel like John Morant's acting like this for basketball. I feel like he's acting like this for his personal, like himself. He just wants acceptance from a certain community that he didn't have acceptance from. Yeah. That I believe he didn't have acceptance from back in the day.
Well, that's what I meant with like Colby Covington. Like he wasn't getting accepted, but now that he is. I was just talking about.
I feel like Kobe did it for his career. I feel like Josh is doing it because he thinks it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just a young mindset. Like this is what's cool. Yeah. So this is how I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, like Shirley, you were just saying it was it's more like it seems like
it's because he's probably created this persona with his friends, honestly, because we've all done it. We've all created this alter ego to either fit in or be the baddest motherfucker, and that's essentially what he could be doing.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember in high school. This ain't even me, but you remember when like all y'all are around the age. I'm 29 years old, so I would assume like most of us are around that age, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just turning 37, but we're not gonna get that far.
Oh, okay, y'all
old asses.
Y'all remember, you remember the emo scene, the emo and the skater you remember that scene?
Yeah.
I did not come up from that. I was not raised like that. I was not, you know what I'm saying? But I went through that era, just to get accepted because it was what was cool back in the day.
I tried, man. I tried so
It
hard.
was, you know what I'm saying? I went through that era
Yeah.
just so I get accepted by people who I thought were cool at the time. I feel like it's the same thing.
I want a big titty goth girlfriend, man. I was like, yeah, I like,
it's
I
goth.
like, well, you know what I meant. Pardon my wrong term usage.
It is funny because you're and it's really funny that you say that the emo or the metal scene. When we were growing up, it was the hip hop scene. Yeah. It was the shirts that were 3X and down here, and how saggy your pants were and your backwards cap, and what color were your Timbs this week.
That or like I remember have a basketball jersey, or you'll have that jacket that like you see Cameron wearing, where it's a bunch of little logos. And
I remember that. Thank God I didn't do that.
Yes, I'm telling you,
I was always emo. That's why I keep saying that wasn't a phase. That was never a phase.
So like I remember the hip hop stage. Like it was that because it was like Dipset came out. You had G Unit that just came out. Everybody was kind of like, okay, I want this, I want that, I want to rock this. I mean, as us Hispanics, we could say.
But even us back in the day, it was FUBU. It was what's the other
Fat
one?
Farm.
Sean John, yeah.
Sean John.
Or it.
Starter.
The who?
Starter.
The starter, yeah. The New York starter kit. You got the Timbs, Fat Farm. You got that New York hat. Nobody really liked the Yankees, but. And
then you change your accent to make yourself feel more New York, and you're really from fucking Florida.
That, or you're from like Texas, where you're like, what the hell? You're like, no, I'm from New York. Bro, you just came from Texas. We all heard you in the fucking classroom. Nah, dog. I was in New York for about a week. Oh my God.
Gangsta now, bruh.
I'm from Jersey. Like, bro, what the hell is this? I didn't know Tony Soprano was in the house. What's going on?
So yeah, it might just be one of those situations where he's just living up to a specific stereotype within his group.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, God, we had to go back to high school, and I'm thinking about all that kind of shit.
Because now, but really, like we were shopping, and you saw
Seems like a lot.
Janko jeans are coming back.
Ah, yeah, Janko jeans. Oh God, I just saw that.
Seems like a lifetime for you guys, huh?
Fuck off.
Can't stand you, Alan. It's only been 20 years, man.
God damn.
God. No.
Yeah.
So, my son graduated high school on Wednesday. He turns 18 in July, and I had flashbacks of my graduation when I was there, and I was not okay.
Man, I had my flashback of my graduation. You want to know what it was? I got through. I told you. I went to the stage. You tell the lady your name, and all of a sudden she says the wrong name. My ass stops in the middle of this shit. Looks back at her like, this bitch didn't fuck up my name. I had just said it like 10 seconds.
So you know I graduated in the summer. I didn't have to give anybody my name. So
lucky as fuck.
They called my ass up there. They're like, we're trying to get rid of her.
So you guys fucked up. You guys have these flashbacks of graduation, and in all reality, you should have just said, fuck graduation, give me my diploma. Problem solved.
That would help me because I was embarrassed as hell because they were telling me Daniel Bayer. Who the fuck is Daniel? Do I have a cousin here? I didn't fucking know him.
I don't have graduation flashbacks because of that. I said, give me my diploma. Fuck your walk. I'm out of this bitch.
Just jump off the stage like, fuck everybody.
I legit did not care about walking at all. I just wanted to get that damn piece of paper, get it over with, and just move on with my happy little life.
Oh, yeah.
I was all of 17, bro. I was so happy to leave.
I was like, and then the next week I was 18.
I didn't turn 18 till the end of the year.
Oh shit, yeah. 18 that next month, and I was like, I'm going to college.
So it really was 20 years ago.
God, let's not talk about that.
God darn.
All right, so now that we're in a depression here, let's go back to
sit
the
in a
topic.
corner and cry and shit. Let's go back to the topic of conversation.
I mean, I guess we could say that for like when we got in like the military too, because that one was more recognizable. I'll be honest, like I was surprised when I graduated because you guys had what? You had the one unit, right? The UNSAT, or what was it called? Like that you stayed in one unit for like the whole thing for basic.
Oh, OSET?
Yeah, OSET.
Yeah.
Not like me, who unfortunately stayed in the same place, but I had two different, like I had basic and then I had AIT. And AIT That was great, bro. I don't even like the craziest part was they were like, "Hey, you know you're like top grad." And I looked at them like, "What the fuck do you mean?"
Were they drunk?
I thought they were. I honestly thought they were. They're like,
I
"No,
feel like that was the thing. I feel like they were drunk. You top grad, the entire flock.
damn, I wasn't great at PT, but I was good at like my book smarts at that time. I don't know how, but I was. Actually,
Spell book.
I'm telling you, I'm be real. Like, I don't even remember like how I passed, like, but I had hundreds on all the tests that we took.
You
so
fucking cheated.
I did not.
You had I fucking helping you, bro.
I was in the military. Anyways, but yeah, that was that was military. Obviously, that was different. It was they looked at me and they were like, you're the honor, the top grad, and I was like, I kind of had to look at him with like the deer in the headlights kind of look, like the fuck you mean?
So the question is, I guess now, like, what does he do moving forward?
I honestly, this is my opinion about him doing what he does forward. Obviously, right now I believe they just released his shoe from Nike because Nike was like, all right, we're not gonna be like Adidas and be like what they did with the Yeezys. Where now, since the shit they got with Yeezy, they were like, every time you buy one of Yeezy's shoes, they're just gonna donate the money to one of these other things. I think that they're gonna release the money. They're gonna. I feel like he should just get traded and kind of get away from the situation. Because I guess he was from South Carolina, is what I read, and obviously Tennessee's not that far away from South Carolina. And
but wouldn't he just be able to fly whoever them out and the process rinse and repeats and stuff? Like, does he have to apologize for his actions? Does he, what is like?
So I would.
Does everyone just come to the conclusion that he's just a young kid and hey, fuck it, man, like? If he wants to piss all the way that money and opportunities, fucking let him.
But you know what I'm saying? What crime is he committed?
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, yeah, no.
I mean, besides beating up the 17-year-old boy, what crime has he committed?
Yeah, but like essentially, like, what is he really doing that's so fucked up?
Yeah, where he needs to come out and make a public apology and shit. Like, I understand image is everything, so like the brands dropping them and all that stuff, it makes sense. But other than that, like, come on, he's not. You know what I'm saying? He ain't out here beating women. Like, he ain't out here fucking killing nobody that we know of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he pulled out a gun. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that I can get on YouTube and type up any music video and see the same exact thing.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We have artists all the time beating women and doing all kinds of crazy shit, and we haven't canceled their asses yet.
John Jones, like, we'll go back to John Jones. John Jones recently just got inducted into some Hall of Fame thing, one of his fights, and that very night he beat his wife.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And you know what I'm saying? He's not having to come out and risk being, I mean, granted, it's a different organization. They probably view it different, but he's not having to come out and do all this and so he literally hit a pregnant woman's car.
Jesus. Fled
the scene, came back to the scene to grab his drugs out of his car and left again.
What the fuck?
This is all real. Look it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, we're making this big deal on like John Morant pulling out a gun and on Instagram Live.
Yeah, I mean,
or
I guess
John. If you look at it, I mean, okay, he pulled it out in a strip club, but like, okay, did he kill him?
Those strippers weren't mad.
Did he? You know what I'm saying? Did he threaten somebody? Like,
they were getting paid. They weren't mad. They didn't give two fucks.
I mean, weren't they the ones that said they wanted a public apology? But I'm pretty sure that was all for clout, if they did.
Yeah.
To make themselves feel extra special. Like, no, girl, you're a whole stripper. You got paid that night. Relax.
Yeah.
And he dropped enough money in there to probably pay for your car.
Correct.
So
her college tuition, because they all going to school.
That too. I mean, some got better cars than we did. So
I mean, pussy popping.
Shout out to the ones I put through school.
Yes.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Shout out, girls. You did the thing.
No, but that's what I mean though. Is like, I feel like the only person or the only people he should apologize to is probably the NBA for embarrassing them. That's really about it.
Yeah, and maybe to the little impressionable fans, like
the
littles.
Nah, Fuck them.
The liberals. Alan's like, fuck them kids, bro.
The fact that most of these kids got tablets and all this stuff, and like I said, can look this stuff up with ease.
Mommy,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like
Oh, God.
it's in the drawer. I've seen it before.
I know.
I just see it all the time where it's, these figures, sports, whatever, they have to make these apologies for some of the stuff they do when sometimes it probably wasn't even that bad. And it's just like dumb because the people that are demanding these apologies from are doing the same exact shit they are.
Yeah.
We just do it with less money because we're broke. That's motherfucker.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So I don't necessarily think he like what Tank said. I don't think he necessarily has to apologize because what exactly did he do? I'm just saying maybe he should only apologize to the NBA for embarrassing them in that type of aspect.
Unfortunately,
because he's a part of their organization. Same thing as
the NBA and the endorsements. That's the only apology he needs to have.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing as how if like an NFL player fucked up, like, hey, I'm sorry to the NFL. I embarrassed your organization. I'm part of your organization. It matters. To the fans, I mean, what are you gonna get mad at me for? Being a fucking
if you're
kid?
And regardless.
Yeah.
You give me fucking $10 million when I was 21 and let me tell you the stupid shit I was gonna do with it, Or exactly. It's just shit like that. So that's what I mean by he shouldn't have to apologize for any of that. If he does need help, should he get it? For sure. Go do your thing. Go figure your stuff out, as well. But I just also think you shouldn't apologize for your poor decision making. You've already made the decisions. It's already happened.
Yeah.
Let's not even use the word poor decision. Dude,
he knew what he was doing.
Let's just say he just living his life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what it is like you have like these old heads like Shannon Sharp and all that. Like they're looking back at it as like, oh, we can mentor this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't got to waste all his money in the clubs like I did. You know what I'm saying? He can invest and he can do all this. They're looking at it like that. Because, you know what I'm saying? They did all that dumb shit when they was younger. Michael Jordan did all that dumb shit. All of them did. Dennis Rodman, all of them did. Now they look back at the career and they're like, oh, he could be investing his money and not make the same mistake I made. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like they trying to big bro this dude, let this man live. If he want to spend all his money in a strip club and not invest, that's on him. That's his personal decision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it also falls back on the fact that this society right now is so overly opinionated and everybody wants to have their say in what is and isn't correct that it's getting to the point where it's like, who the fuck are you to tell me how I should live my life? If I want to sit here, I want to shake my ass and hold a gun up in the air, I'm going to fucking do that because I can.
Hell yeah.
As long as I ain't killing nobody or, you know what I'm saying? I ain't breaking.
I'm not hurting nobody. I am just waving my gun and shaking my ass. That's it.
But the same ones that are judging, are the same ones that are doing it.
Yeah, 100%. And then it's like when you look at it, you're kind of you're confused because honestly, I do believe he needs to give an apology. Obviously, the team's gonna ask for it because he's a business to them. He's a business asset, and to himself, he's a business. So keeping those endorsements and the NBA happy, he's gonna have to apologize. But let's be real, like y'all been saying. At the same time, a lot of the same people be doing the dumb shit, but we don't got that money. We're just looking at him and be like, "Oh, you're doing it. Let's just shy away from the dumb shit that we do."
If I do it, it's okay. If you do it, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's like, don't.
They try to use that excuse like, oh, he's a public figure and shit. I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, dude's still a human. You know what I'm saying?
He's 23.
He's a baby. He's a kid. He doesn't know what he wants in his life. He's going to make stupid decisions.
I mean, there's 40
How many stupid decisions did you make at 23? Two goddamn.
Well,
that'd be a whole podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole episode in itself. Bad decision making.
I mean, Big Blue Latinas were not a bad decision making. It was a great decision making. So speak for yourselves.
I mean, we can name the names because we did that last episode, right?
Well, dang it.
Name the name? Oh, nah. You about to get me caught up.
Things like I'm trying not to get found.
Like I said, staying out the way.
Yep. I mean, again, that's the biggest things about this with him, and a lot of these as we like to put them on a pedestal and not think, like you guys were saying, that they're human. They are fucking.
Correct.
We make mistakes. Come on, bro. Everybody, let's be real. Half the owners out there that keep crying about, I need to apologize. You're making dumbass mistakes or saying stupid shit, sending dumbass emails. I mean,
They're the ones that get caught doing dumb shit at the end.
Exactly. I mean, we kind of put these guys up there, and then we forget that they're human.
And we try to knock them down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we try to knock them down. So, I mean, Tank, I'll give your final thoughts on it.
Like I said, we're all human. When we get a little money, we're going to do what we wanted to do and live out how we wanted to live. And I feel like that's all that's happening right now. Until he causes harm, then me personally, I can give two fucks if he wave a gun around on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say
Agreed.
the same thing. I'd agree the same thing too.
He ain't doing nothing wrong. He's just doing his thing. Let him do his thing.
He's a knucklehead. We're all knuckleheads at that age, so I mean, he's got more money. Yeah,
So
got it.
give a 23-year-old hundreds and thousands of dollars and see how he acts.
43 million, I think, this year. So I mean, yeah. Again, biggest thing is that happened. It happens. I feel, of course, he's gonna have to give the usual apologies. So all his, he keeps his endorsement and keeps his money going. Got that. But again, let's not judge the guy too harshly. He's still a kid. Tank, you got anything going on since closing comments and all that?
Hey, to put it out there, anybody thinking about joining the Army, don't join until I become a recruiter so I can get my numbers up.
It's so funny. There was 32 people in my son's class that have officially signed on to be in some kind of branch of the military. And I looked at all of them like, y'all sure about that?
Yeah, go tell their
gonna tell
friends
you
keep
don't
that
do it.
same energy.
I'm not going to tell you don't do it, but like, are you sure?
We're going to find out soon. They're going to be in 4 years, and they're going to be in there for longer. We'll see.
We'll get you a Camaro and a wife. Probably an extra.
On APR of 20%.
Yep.
Shirley, got anything going on?
No, not really.
Yep. All right, man. Stay blessed, brother.